Welcome to Francis Quilts, coming to you with tips, tricks, tools, and techniques that will make your quilting projects better, easier, and hopefully a lot more fun. In today's episode, we're going to talk about using spray baste to baste a quilt and get it ready for the quilting process. The top that I have was given to me by a member of my guild Charity Bee. I had expressed to her that I wanted to try some different quilting designs and some different types of threads, and she suggested that I use one of the Charity quilts to practice on. Now, normally when I quilt, I like to use a Hobbs fusible batting. It's easy, it's not messy, and it's super fast to do. But in this case, the batting and the backing were provided for me, so I needed to find a different way to baste that quilt. So out came the can of 505 and off I went. Because of the fumes involved with spray basting, I try to work outside or at least in my garage if I can find a clean area. The first part is taping down the backing fabric, making sure that it is nice and tight. Next, I cover it with the batting and then fold that batting in half, and we're ready to go. After I spray the half, I then carefully lay out the batting that I have had folded back, just making sure that it touches all the edges and that it's nice and flat. Then I'm going to come over and take the other half of the batting and do the same thing. Lay it back, spray the backing fabric, and then get on my hands and knees and start the process again. Once this part is finished, it's time to get the top and lay it out. Doesn't that look cool? I love all those colors. I'm spreading it out very carefully, making sure that all the edges hit the backing fabric. I'm going to fold it in half, spray, and here we go again. Obviously taking a little more care this time with making sure that the top is nice and flat and is holding against that spray that that basting that I've sprayed on there. And one last time. I love how that quilt looks from the back. Those colors just shine. Now I'm going to slow it down here for a minute. Watch my knees as I start to move forward here. Yes, it got stuck on the spray basting. Next time I will mark the edge of my quilt so I know where to stop. Fortunately, it's temporary, so it washed out just fine. But I did have fuzzy knees for a little while. And let's get this finished up. So it's nice and flat, it looks good, and so I'm just going to take my scissors and quickly trim off the excess batting. I leave, maybe half an inch to an inch on each side. Sometimes this excess batting has a little bit of spray baste on it, so I try not to leave too much. Like I said earlier, I think I'm going to mark next time where the end of my quilt is so I don't spray baste too far. One thing that I did notice when I was spray basting is that I probably didn't get quite enough spray at the top of the quilt. So it ended up pulling apart just a little bit. So I'm going to go back now and just put a few pins in there to hold that area in place. If I'm working on a really big quilt, a queen size quilt or even a larger lap quilt, I will often go through and put a few pins in there just to make sure that it holds properly. But there very quickly, it's basted and ready to go. If you like what you see here, be sure to hit the subscribe button in the bottom right of your screen.